Linda. Are you free right now?
Hello, Nora. Yeah, I'm free to talk. What is it?
Can you look after Katie later in the day?
Like, today? I don't think so. I have other plans for today.
Can you do something about it? I got called into work for an emergency. It's Saturday, so Katie's kindergarten is not an option either.
What do you mean, work? You got a job? Isn't Reed on a long-term business trip right now?
Right. About that, did I not tell you? One of my acquaintances opened a store, so I decided to lend her a hand by working there. It is much more flexible than the typical 9-to-5 office job. It's just that today, there is an in-person work matter that I must attend to.
I see. But sorry. I would be happy to babysit Katie, but I have plans in the afternoon today.
What time in the afternoon?
Around 3.
That's fine. I will be able to pick her up around that time. Don't you worry.
Okay, but the problem is that I'm leaving the house 30 minutes before the scheduled time, though. So I think your plan wouldn't work out unless you'd be able to come over here before 2 in the afternoon.
I mean, I told you that I can work with this schedule. Anyways, I'll pick her up at your house around 2:30 in the afternoon.
Nora, I don't want to have to say this kind of thing to you, but do you not remember when you said the exact same words to me multiple times before but still showed up later than our agreed time? To tell you the truth, I'm supposed to see my old friends whom I haven't seen in a very long time. Plus, I'm the one in charge of organizing this old friends reunion, so I really want to get there early.
But I already said that I will pick her up on time. Are you sure that you can't just work something out? You do realize that if you're not available today, Katie will have to stay at home by herself, right?
I know, but there's really nothing I can do about it. I mean, is it possible to hire a last-minute babysitter or something like that?
Sorry, but I don't think I have time for that. I mean, if you're really worried, then please look for a babysitter yourself.
What do you mean, me?
Well, yeah, since I already told you that I will pick Katie up at our agreed time. What's more, do you not want to see your own granddaughter? I even went out of my way to create this perfect opportunity for you to spend time with her. Do you not think that Katie is adorable?
I mean, I would definitely babysit Katie if I can. But it's just that you leave me in a very difficult position when you suddenly tell me to look after her without any prior notice.
It's not that I want to see things go this way either, but I'm left with no choice. I also have work which I need to attend to. Plus, Reed is not here to help either. Though at the same time, isn't this what family is for? To always be there for each other in times of need like right now.
I mean, if you could have just asked me in advance, of course I would make time and do my best to babysit Katie. But this time, you are really putting me in a difficult position if you can't come up with another solution for this situation.
Look, I promise you that I will pick her up without being late today. Please. I don't have anyone else but you to ask for this kind of favor.
Well then, I really don't know what to say anymore. So, are you sure 100% that you can make it before 2:30 in the afternoon?
Yes, I am 100% sure that I will be there on time. I promise you.
Okay, fine. I'll look after Katie today then. But again, whatever happens, you have to make sure to be here on time to pick Katie up.
Yeah, I know. So I'll be at your place with Katie in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your understanding and cooperation.
Mom, I heard from Nora that you got mad at her yesterday. Is that true? What happened? She said that she was very shocked. What do you mean? I just told her to be more careful. I wasn't mad at her. The thing is that I actually had other plans myself that day, but she suddenly told me that she needed me to babysit Katie. Not only that, she even showed up an hour later than our agreed time. Okay, but since she has to go to work, there's no other way she could have worked it out. I mean, this is my first time ever hearing about the fact that she has a new job now. Yeah, about that. I'm sorry for not telling you about her new job. You know, I heard that during the day when Katie is at kindergarten, everything is pretty much fine. Anyways, Mom, You know that I really have absolutely no intention of causing you any inconvenience whatsoever. Nora told me that she just happened to be called in for work yesterday. Can't you maybe cut her some slack?
Reed, I know that you are on a long-term business trip, so I definitely have the intention of helping her with whatever I can, such as looking after Katie. But it's just that you leave me in a very difficult position when you suddenly tell me to look after her without any prior notice. Of course, I understand that there might be challenging times with not a lot of options left, and so compromising is necessary, but Nora didn't give me any notice for being late either. With that being said, did it ever occur to you that I might be stranded in a predicament because of that?
Now that you're telling me all this, I think it's Nora's bad for not being on time. Listen, I'm really sorry for discommoding you so much, but my business trip will be over in about a month, which means I'll be back home soon. So do you think that it's possible to lend Nora a hand whenever and with whatever you can just until I'm back home? You know that her parents live far away from us.
I know, but make sure to tell her then to give me prior notice from now on when she needs me for something such as babysitting Katie. I mean, it's not that I don't adore Katie a lot, and I'm happy to spend some time with her.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're trying to say. I will tell her to let you know beforehand when she needs you to look after Katie.
All right, I'm counting on you. By the way, there's something I want to let you know about Katie. She looked kind of down when I was with her last time. Do you know if there's anything that happened to her, maybe?
Nora's back working again, so maybe she's just a little bit lonely now that Mommy is not with her all the time anymore.
Oh, is that so? But I mean, doesn't Nora go to work when Katie's at kindergarten, though?
Maybe you're right, but look, Katie's just a child, and children can be very sensitive to even minor changes in their daily life.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's just that I don't know if she has the jitters or is frightened, but there seems to be something that's on her mind all the time.
Do you think that perhaps it's because she just feels a little surprised to find out that Grandma will be looking after her for the entire day without any prior notice from Nora?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, she looked like she had a lot more energy when I babysat her before.
Well, Mom, isn't it because she's kind of intimidated by you because you got mad at Nora?
That's rude. Obviously, I won't be like this to Nora in front of her daughter.
Okay, fine. Jeez. Anyways, I'm going to FaceTime Katie right now. Let me ask her if anything happened when she was at kindergarten.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Please do that. Also, don't forget to do your best at work over there. And be sure to take care of your health since you live alone right now. Hey, Linda. I need someone to babysit Katie tomorrow for the whole day. So I was just wondering if you are available for that by any chance? No problem. I'm free tomorrow for the entire day. What time tomorrow do you plan to come with her then? I would really appreciate it if it's alright to drop her off at 10 in the morning tomorrow. I plan to pick her up no later than the evening. Alright, that works for me. By the way, I've been wanting to tell you this for some time now, but I don't have any toys for Katie to play with when she's here at my house. So I would really appreciate it if it's possible for you to have some in place for her. With that being said, would you mind bringing some toys with you when you drop Katie off tomorrow at my place? Oh, yeah, about that. It actually would make her more mature to just watch YouTube videos. So please let her watch some videos on YouTube while she's there at your house. Okay, but wouldn't she just get tired at some point of just watching YouTube videos for the entire day until you come back from work? No, I think she should be fine with it. I mean, kids nowadays love to watch YouTube videos. There are also tons of videos created and uploaded for children specifically. I remember learning it from somewhere, but I heard that letting your kid watch YouTube videos all the time is in fact not good for their well-being. Are you aware of this? I mean, when you're doing house chores or something like that, letting your kid watch YouTube videos definitely helps a lot. Don't get me wrong. I think that these YouTube videos can be helpful, but it's just that… Okay, fine. I know what you're trying to get at. I'll make sure to put some stuffed toys and dolls in Katie's bag so she can play with them at your house. But can you please stop telling me how to parent my own child? I'm doing the best I can right now to be a good mother to Katie. Oh, no. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. Linda, you do realize that your mindset can be a little too traditional, right? I mean, look at all the parents who are around us nowadays. They all just let their kids watch YouTube videos in order to calm them down or make them quiet. I'm not saying that YouTube videos are harmful to children. As your mother-in-law, I really do think that YouTube videos are very helpful at times. It's just that I think it would be better to limit the time during which Katie is allowed to watch these videos every day. That's exactly why I think that you need to keep up with the pace of today's modern society. What I am trying to say is, I do not wish to have my parenting style judged. I'm sorry if I offended you. Also, Katie comes home a little spoiled every time she's being looked after by you and you guys spend time together. She would always be fine with just playing by herself at home, but then ever since you began to look after her while I was gone, she would come home super clingy after. And this is when I just thought that maybe she's finally capable of entertaining herself. With that being said, I think the reason why is because you're giving her way too much unnecessary attention and making such a big deal out of everything she does. When in reality, all you have to do is the bare minimum, like making sure that she doesn't get injured physically. I see. The truth is, I want to see Katie turn into an independent child who can stand on her own feet. So I would appreciate it if you could please refrain yourself from doing things that are only unnecessary. Fine. I'll take your advice into account. However, in my opinion, spending quality time with children and playing with them can never be a bad thing, too. I've told you multiple times that parenting techniques and methods in today's society are drastically different from those of the past. So please stop getting brainwashed by information that comes from uncredible sources. Instead, I suggest you to inform yourself on these kinds of topics with updated and modern data. Because after all, it is my very own daughter whom you'll be babysitting every time. I'm sorry. I'll make sure to update myself on the child-rearing styles and approaches favored by parents nowadays. Okay, thank you for your cooperation and understanding. Just one more thing, though. I prefer to have Katie take a bath at home no matter how late it is at night. So please stop letting her take a bath at your house. The reason why I say this is because there are specific body lotion and shampoo that must be used on her because she has very sensitive skin. Okay, I see. In that case, please prepare me some of her clothes that she could change into next time if you need me to look after her for the entire day. Because sometimes her clothes can get pretty messy and dirty when she's staying here. Well then, can you please make sure that her clothes don't get that messy and dirty when you babysit her next time? Because if you can't even keep a child from getting her clothes dirtied, then I can't help but think that you don't have what it takes to be a mother. After all, at least you have parenting experience. So I hope that there wouldn't be too much need for me to worry about you not being able to prevent these kinds of trivial accidents from happening, right? Okay, I'll make sure to take more care to keep her clean. I'll do everything exactly the way you tell me to then.
Mom, Nora just told me all about it. What exactly happened there?
Yeah, listen, Reed. I was just about to text you too. Actually, I have something to let you know.
Something that you have to let me know? Before we talk about that, you first have to know that you can't just go out with Katie like that without a valid reason. I heard that you won't be taking her back either. Is this true?
I didn't just leave the house with her without a valid reason, though.
But still, you didn't let Nora know and get her permission beforehand, right? Mom, it's not okay to take your granddaughter outside just because you think that she's adorable and are fond of her. If you keep on doing this kind of thing, I'm going to have to call the police on you. Nora and I are on the same page on this.
If you're talking about the police, I have already called them. Actually, we are at the Children's Welfare Center right now.
What do you mean?
It seems like Nora has been laying her hands on Katie quite often. You know that earlier today, Katie finally opened up to me and got the courage to speak the truth.
What are you talking about? I don't think it's as serious as you're claiming it to be, like Nora laying her hands on Katie. Are you sure that it's not just a light spank or something? I mean, you used to spank me all the time before when I was little, Mom. What were you even thinking when you called the police?
What you just said about me spanking you might be true to a certain extent. But what I'm saying here is that the way Nora's treating Katie right now can't even be compared to how I treated you when you were a kid.
Are you saying Nora abused Katie? There's absolutely no way Nora would do that.
I get how you don't want to believe it, but it's the truth. Katie has bruises all over her little body. And these aren't bruises you would get from an accident or a light spank, as you say.
Wait, what? Are you really being serious right now?
How in the world do you think that I will choose to lie about this sort of thing? Guess what? I found out about something unbelievable while babysitting Katie recently. Whenever I move my hand, Katie would give a short shriek and flinch in fear. I couldn't figure out what was making her react like this, but then I remembered watching something about abused children on TV. I checked her body, and that's how I found the bruises.
Oh my God. I can't believe that out of all the things that could happen, Nora would lay her hands on Katie.
I mean, I didn't believe it. Or should I say, I didn't want to believe it at first, too. But when I asked Katie where the bruises and scars came from, she looked at me so helplessly. She told me that she tripped and fell on the stairs. The poor child!
Are you sure that she didn't get the scar from tripping and falling on the stairs, though?
That's what I thought at first, too. Like, oh, maybe that really is how she got the scar. But then I noticed how she was behaving very strangely. I know that I'm not supposed to make a fuss about it without any valid proof or evidence. I had to know for sure. So I'm sorry, but I hired someone from a detective agency to do some investigations on Nora these past few days.
And so what did you come to find out?
Only horrible things. The truth is, Katie only gets a light spank from Nora only when there's a lot of people around them in public. It seems that the poor girl also gets pinched in the stomach very hardly all the time when there are no eyes looking at them. I mean, I'm not surprised because you wouldn't know what Nora does to her at home when nobody's watching. What's more, Katie's been telling me how Mommy gets mad when she drinks her juice and that she doesn't want to go home.
Wow. I can't believe that she's been doing all these terrible things to Katie while I'm gone. I guess the fact that me being on a long-term business trip right now makes the house feel too empty and cold. It sounds like she's drinking again. Or how Katie is left completely to the care of her mom and Nora is just overwhelmed and stressed out.
Still, that doesn't give her the right to mistreat her daughter like this.
Yeah, that's true. I totally agree with you. Anyways, I'll be heading back home right now immediately. Mom, I just want to say, thank you for taking notice of Katie's unusual behavioral change.
Of course. After all, I just did what I'm supposed to. By the way, Reed, there's one more thing that I must let you know. And I want you to listen to what I have to say next without getting all riled up. Linda, you're seriously the worst person I've ever seen. Do you really want to turn me into a criminal offender like this? Reed and the Child Welfare Center literally just got in touch with me. What in the world are you talking about? Just know that what you have done is certainly not something that could be forgiven under any circumstances whatsoever. Don't forget that I am the one who practically raised Katie on my own while Reed is on his business trip all this while. So it's obviously understandable to get a little physical with my child and give her some spankings when they're called for. I can't believe that the police and Child Welfare Center should want to contact me when in reality, this is all there is to it. Do you even understand what it feels like, as a mother, to have her very own child forcibly taken away from her? The police and Child Welfare Center got in touch with you because you're doing things way beyond the limit. With that being said, I don't think there's anything wrong that has been done to you. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You're overprotective. I discipline my daughter the way I see fit. Aren't you deciding for yourself, though, without any valid proof or evidence, that I'm doing terrible things to Katie? You don't even have the slightest idea of how much time it will take to get those people to give Katie's custody back to me. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Katie will no longer be coming back and living with you. What do you even mean by that? I mean that my son, Reed, will be filing for a divorce against you. Do you know what you're saying? Yes, I do. Not only do I hear the words that I'm speaking to you right now, I also just want to let you know something as well, because you seem to not be aware of it yet. But actually, the fact that you've been having an affair with another man all this time has also been made clear. I have absolutely no idea of what you're trying to get at right now. After all, it's not like I have the energy to cheat on Reed with someone else. Well, don't you just lie about going to work and hang out with this man all day? And if I have to break this down further, I made the decision to carry out some investigations about you. You are such a lowlife. You actually hired a detective? Are you insane? Did you seriously do all that behind my back? Well, guess what? I am for sure going to sue you for invasion of privacy. Sounds good to me. Go ahead then and sue me. Because as long as Katie won't be under your influence anymore, what becomes of me doesn't matter that much. I've already made up my mind and thought about the consequences that could ensue before hiring someone from a detective agency to investigate you. But you know what? I didn't do anything illegal. On the contrary, I think it'll be you who's gonna get sued. Does Reed know all about it too? Yes, I told him everything he needs to know. I mean, he's busy with work and trying his best to provide for Katie. After all, he is the only parent that she has from now on. Please tell Reed that this is all a misunderstanding. But you do realize that none of this is part of a misunderstanding, right? That's not true. I only hooked up with that guy because he threatened me. It's not like I wanted things to go this way. I am also a victim. If that's true, you should file a police report, then file a lawsuit against that other man. But you two looked very cozy in these pictures. It certainly doesn't look like you're not enjoying yourself. Anyways, whatever you want to say, just know that your marriage infidelity is not the same thing as abusing Katie. I mean, the most important thing at hand is whether you really have been hurting Katie or not all this time as her mother. I mean, Katie is just a child. Won't you feel sorry for a little girl who won't be able to see her own mother anymore? Don't you think that she might still need me to a certain extent? Do you really think that a child needs a parent who physically abuses him or her? It breaks my heart to see how she flinches in fear with just the move of a finger. And that is because she is so used to getting physically punished by you in her daily life. All in all, I don't believe that Katie will grow to be an adult with a healthy body and mind when she's being raised by such a violent and heartless mother. Didn't you pinch and spank her so much that she has bruises on her body? I just can't seem to fathom for the sake of my life how can a mother treat her own child like you do, Katie? Well, that's because she never listens to what I tell her to do. She just does whatever she wants and acts like a brat. So it's not like she never puts me in a difficult situation too. Shouldn't you be able to at least sympathize with me since you also raised Reed? You know how hard and stressful parenting is, right? I totally understand the challenges and pressure a parent can be faced with. If I have to be honest with you, I think I know more than anyone else those times when you feel like the anger that's piled up in you is about to explode all at once. But there is a fundamental difference between just having some impulsive thoughts and actually putting them to action on your own child. It's all Reed's fault for being away so long on his stupid business trip of his. With him never home, he literally leaves me with no choice but to solo parent Katie all the time. Fine, I won't say what you just told me are all lies. But that should never in a million years be your excuse to mistreat your own daughter. What I don't understand is, didn't I help you many times to take care of Katie before you began to abuse her? You would always tell me to babysit her without any prior notice and basically just did whatever you want. What I just said right there. You won't tell me that none of it is true, right? Don't just decide for yourself that I am a person with no pride. There's no way that I could leave Katie to your care multiple times a week. Well, I don't think that's the actual reason behind it. You don't want me to babysit Katie too frequently because Reed would find out about you cheating on him with another man. Am I right? You were also afraid that I would tell Reed about your unusual behavior. Right. No, that's not at all what I was trying to say.
Yeah, right. You never thought about doing anything that I just said. But no matter what you did cannot be pardoned under any circumstances.
Okay, but are you sure that you want to take things this far? Because if you're going to make a fuss about all this, Katie's life and future could greatly suffer. Plus, Reed and I were planning to buy a house after he comes back from his business trip. We were supposed to live happily as a family. So are you seriously going to destroy a family like this? You're a monster!
It's your fault that your family has fallen apart. Take a good long look in the mirror. The fact that you not only cheated on your husband, but also physically abused your child is the cause behind all this. Anyways, the most important thing to me right now is to do my best and help Reed with raising Katie. So please, stop texting me from now on and straighten out any matters that you need to straighten out directly with Reed.
Please, wait a moment. In all honesty, I am actually having a very hard time right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. Trust me, I was just exhausted from taking care of Katie by myself. I guess I'm trying to blow off steam by drinking and, well, that's the only reason I cheated on Reed with someone else.
That's new to me because those weren't your words earlier. No matter what kind of backstory or excuse you had, you did something that should have never been done. Let me put it this way. What would you feel or react like if you were Katie? Would you really believe that your own mother had no choice but to take all her stress from being a mother out on you and cheat on your father because of that too?
I mean, Katie is still a small child after all. She's not gonna remember any of this. She'll be fine.
Oh my God. You've really proven yourself to be an irresponsible person to the last moment. I'm seriously dumbfounded after hearing all the things that you just said. Tell you what, you lack the most crucial quality a mother needs to have when raising her child, and that is love. Now, I guess the person who doesn't have what it takes to be a mother is you. After this roller coaster of events, my son Reed divorced Nora, although it took a very long time for the case to get finalized. What's more, luckily, he was able to get custody of Katie. At first, Reed felt very guilty towards Katie because he wasn't there for her and regretted the fact that he chose his busy work schedule over the well-being of his own daughter. Because he felt guilty, Reed was unsure about suing for child support, but he changed his mind soon after. It turns out that Nora and that man were together and began their relationship long before Reed even went on his business trip. This led to Reed hiring lawyers and taking Nora on with a vengeance. As for Nora, of course she didn't succeed in terms of asking for property division in her favor and Katie's custody. After losing everything that she once had, Nora had no choice but to return to her parents' house and live with them. However, even her own parents could not forgive her for the horrible way she had treated their granddaughter. Consequently, I heard that she got kicked out of their house shortly after. Although I don't know where she is right now, I'm just thankful for the fact that she's not coming anywhere near Katie. After all, the last thing in the world I want right now is to see Katie and Reed get hurt for a second time. Fortunately, my grandchild Katie is starting to regain the vigor and cheerfulness that she used to have now that Nora is no longer to be seen. I'm not sure if it's PTSD or trauma, but she was very clingy to my son Reed, her father, for a short period of time. Nevertheless, by observing her behavior at kindergarten, she is starting to make friends and socialize with the other kids there again. From what I can see, it might be a sign that her mental scar is beginning to heal. That is not to say that Katie will just forget about everything that Nora did to her, but Reed and I will try our best to make sure that even if this is the case, she knows that we will always be there for her, and that she will always be loved by her grandmother and father. I wish with all my heart that Katie can have a happy and fulfilled life from now on. To make that happen, my son and I will do everything we can to leave her with only positive memories to remember.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when a new video comes out. Don't forget to also leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time.